Hello, heroes and villains. Welcome to Multiverse. So today we are going to play some Justice League Dark Cursed missions. But before we do that, just give me seconds so that I finish setting things up on my end. So let's see. So there's a few things I have to set up on YouTube. So just give me a minute. But I'll give you guys also a chance to be able to log in. This week also a rare thing, but we do have technically two bonus weeks. So we got the bonus week for the Justice League Dark Cursed DLC, but also we still got the double bizarre currency. I'm almost there. Start target. And for those wondering what phase are we in? Oh, wrong man. Oh, we're on phase 7. So if you want to come and join us, oh, our friend Shadow Knight just got here. I'm not sure what's the combat rating for Justice League Dark. Let's go find out. Yeah, we have a lot of mission in this tier now. So we need combat rating 402. So if you guys want to join the group, you will have to be for combat rating 402. So let's invite our friend Wonder Woman. I hope you guys can hear me fine. Thunder Viper. So before we get started, we should probably talk a bit about what's coming up. Some of you guys may have noticed we do have the next DLC on the test server. Don't look for it on the live server just yet, but if you go to the test server, you will see the Harley Quinn versus Apocalypse DLC has been added to the test server. It's been there for about a week now, maybe a bit more. Usually, when something gets added to the test server, about a week, 2 weeks later, it gets added to the live server. Although sometimes it does take a little bit longer than 2 weeks if they run into some issues or if there's some bugs they still need to fix. It can happen that it takes more than 2 weeks. Well, if all goes well, knock on wood, in about 2 weeks we should get the DLC on the live server. Hopefully, at the latest, end of September, we should get the DLC on the live server. We're gonna have to wait and see for that. Also, there's a new artifact that's been added on the test server. There's an Omega artifact that's been added. Basically, it's an artifact that will give your character Omega beams, like the evil dark side. So if you have a dark side character, it's time to do the happy dance. There's a new artifact for your character. I didn't get the chance to make a video about it just yet. I'll try to do that maybe later today, maybe this weekend. I'm not sure just yet. Also, in September, we should get Batman Day. I was thinking of making something a little special for Batman Day, maybe covering some classic Batman comics. I'll have to give it some thoughts. But this month, we should get the Batman Day. Batman Day usually is the third Friday of the month. So this year, it should be September 21st that we get the Batman Day. Although the previous years, sometimes we would get the Batman Day a few days earlier, so we're gonna have to wait and see for that. So we should get Batman Day at the latest, September 21st, but with a bit of luck, we'll get it before that. The only thing we know for sure about Batman Day is that there is a T-shirt that we will get for Batman Day. I did show that in a previous video. I'll probably try to show that to you again next time or soon. And there's our friend Shadow Knight that is already in the spirit of Batman Day. Well, I guess we're good to go. Oh, I did a boo-boo. There we go. Seeing how we don't have a troll, why not? So let's go to custom play. Didn't play those missions in a bit, so hopefully I'm not going to be too rusty. So the two missions will be Justice League Dark Cursed to Themyscira. Oh, actually, oh, I guess we only had one raid. It happens. Worst comes to worst, we'll play some raid from the Brainiac content. We also get double currency from that content. Oh, Shadow Knight switched to Troll. Ah, two Trolls, why not? Worst comes to worst, I'll switch to DPS if I see that we don't really need a second Troll. So we're waiting for Lord. Yeah, it's just what I remember now. Two raids should be the minimum. Every player missions should have two raids. Sadly, more often than not, we have only one raid. I haven't played this one in a bit, so hopefully I won't be. I will remember a bit how it works. Ziki is asking, how long do you think this game is going to last? There's no way to know. It could already be over and we don't know it. It could last for another 10 years. There's no way to know for sure. At this point, all we can really do is speculate. It's a bit, I guess it's a bit worrisome seeing how the player base has been going down and down since the beginning of the year. That cannot be denied, and we even got the numbers from the investors report. Whereas the last DLC wasn't really well received, or didn't bring back a lot of people. Although I wouldn't blame the DLC itself, the servers were terrible. The servers were super laggy. There was a lot of frame rate issues. But sadly, there's something I've learned a long time ago. Sadly, too often producers learn the wrong lessons. You would think that sometimes when something goes wrong, they would learn a lesson from that, and sometimes they do, but sometimes they learn the wrong lesson from that. So the lesson here might be that they have to fix the server. If the server is unstable, if the frame rate is awful, people will not want to play the game. But they might decide just to blame the Brainiac DLC and the fact that we were fighting Brainiac. Although it is an issue, a little bit of an issue in the sense that the DLC was a lot of reused assets. We're not getting as much content as we once did, and once some of the content we get is a reused asset, yeah, that's not a good thing. But I wouldn't blame the DLC itself. The server issues. When the server crashes, when the game crashes and the server lags and there's a whole bunch of issues like that, when the chat isn't working, that's that's really the real issue. And sadly for the next DLC, so far some of the comments we've seen on the forums, on the Discord, heck, even in the comment section of the various YouTube videos, uh, it seems that most people are not too happy about the upcoming DLC. Again, there's going to be a lot of reused assets. There seems to be only one new style. I tried to ask if there was going to be another new style, but I didn't get an answer. I posted that, I think, on the forums. And sadly, like on the forums, if you go to the testing section of the forums, there's a place where they're talking about the rewards for the new DLC. And sadly, I asked if we were going to get really only one style, as it seems, and didn't get an answer just yet. Although I wasn't able to go to the forums for the past few days. The last time I tried to go to the forums, I got an error message. Basically, the form timed out. Well, as I was trying to log in, the login timed out, and I could not get in. Which is another issue. Like, not only is there issues with the game, there's issues also with the forums. So it's a pretty, it's not a good time overall for DCUO right now. And we keep on being told that they have new devs, they have new people, they have to train new people, and that's fine. The real issue is that we've been told that for 2 years at this point. So I don't know how long we can expect people to keep on waiting for the issues to be fixed. Nah. I have so many effects, I can't see if I have the Cersei cam thingy. I'm sure I mentioned it before, but I love quantum tunneling. It's pretty much the one reason why I'm playing a quantum. Otherwise, I would have stayed. I used to be a mental character, and I enjoyed using mental well enough. And the playstyle with Mentum wasn't that different than the playstyle I have with Quantum. The main difference, there's Time Bomb, I guess that was a bit of a difference, but the real difference was quantum tunneling. I love quantum tunneling. Hello, Dead Man, and all real life superheroes. So, trying to answer whether the game is going to last or not, there's no way to know at this point. It is a bit worrisome that as time goes by, we get less and less content. And for the past 2 years, we keep on being told that once the devs do manage to catch up, then we will start getting more content. They were also talking about there was supposed to be some new changes, a new way to make the content that would start with episode 48. Obviously, that didn't happen. If I was to take an educated guess, episode 48 is pretty much what the old devs were planning to do. Like episodes are usually in the works for a long, long time before they get released. So my guess is the old devs pretty much worked on episode 48. And the new devs may have made some changes, but it probably was too late to make that many changes. So we will probably have to wait for episode 49 before we can actually see what the devs are planning to do with the game. Although I did see some people that were not too happy because the producer Kendricky did mention that the episode 48 would be brand new and by the new devs and all that, and obviously that's not what happened. So a lot of people were a bit not happy about that. But there's a million reasons right now not to be happy about this Universe Online. So it's not surprising if you go to the forums, if you go to the Discord, if you go to the various YouTube channels, you're going to see a lot of people are not very happy. Overall, this Universe Online is a great game, and it's the only super MMO we have out there. Thank you, Wolf. Yeah, healer would be nice, but we don't seem to have one right now. We'll try without the healer. If we don't make it, we'll ask if someone can switch to healer. I didn't notice what powers people were using, so I'm not sure if someone can actually switch to healer. We'll find out soon enough. To keep on answering Ziki's question, in theory, the game could last a long time. There's quite a lot of potential for this Universe Online. Oh, this one. Yeah, now I remember. There's quite a lot of potential for this Universe Online, and there's so much they could do with the game. At the end of the day, it's just a matter of what they actually decide to do with the game. Obviously, there are some things that they're not going to do, like DC Universe Online pretty much gave up on PvP quite some time ago. So obviously, everyone wants the game to go back to the way PvP used to be. Sadly, it's not gonna happen. Or people are waiting for the game or the powers to be balanced, to be fixed for PvP. Again, that's not going to happen. The same for Legends. There are people that are still hoping that we will get some new Legend characters and new Legend content. At this point in time, like the last time we got a Legend character, I think it was 2013. We're not going to get any more Legends. Oh, ah, I thought we were doing well, but then people went down like crazy. Ah. Oh, There's no way to know if someone did rage quit or if someone crashed. AJ Adams says when it stops making money, probably a couple of years. Oh. You never know because there's a game. I forget if it's City of Heroes or Champion that was still making money. They were still doing fine, but the owner decided to pull the plug anyway. So you never know. So sometimes companies have different objectives. I guess we're going to reopen. Sometimes companies have different objectives. What they think is in their best interest is not really the same as what gamers think is in their best interest. And sometimes they don't really care so much about the best interest of the game as opposed to maybe some agenda they have or some of their best interest. An example of that, it's not really gaming, but for the Justice League movie, uh, pretty much everyone knew that the Justice League movie had issues and wasn't ready to be released. But it was still released because Kevin Suchihara, the head of DC at the time, or Warner at the time, he wanted to get his bonus. He needed for Justice League to be released in order to be able to get his bonus. Because at the time, there could have been a chance that the company would have changed hands, and the people, the suits would not have got their bonuses. So they released Justice League even though it was ready because it was in their own best self-interest. So sadly, sometimes people will make decisions based on what's good for them as opposed to what's good for the company. Oh, that was not good. Nah. Oh, and I was wondering why. Sadly, our friend Constantine went. Oh, is outside with the bubble, so he can't heal us. And as you can see, as soon as I get back up, I get hit with some stun or some ability. So we'll have to restart that, I guess. So I guess while I get back up, let's take a quick look at the chat. Yeah, apparently, I forget where it was mentioned, but apparently the EG7 owner for some time ago I've been told to sell the company. So and already we've been through quite a few different owners for Daybreak, DC Universe Online in the past few years. And it's part of the issues we have is that the game has been in transition at this point for at least 2 years. And if we do get a new owner, we're still going to be in a transition period. No. Miss Betty Boop says DC has to pay rights to Warner Brothers every 2 years, I think. I don't know. Obviously, they have to pay. They have to pay Warner's DC for the rights. Is it every 2 years? I have no idea. At some point, there were rumors that basically they had purchased, they had the rights for DC Universe Online until 2030. Basically, at some point, it was mentioned that they had like a 10-year plan concerning DC Universe Online. So in theory, we shouldn't worry about DC Universe Online disappearing before 2030 if it does disappear. In the meantime, they could still renew the contract because you have to. If we take a look at the DC games right now, DC Universe Online is pretty much one of their biggest success. Suicide Squad was terrible. Gotham Knight was terrible. So it's always a bit weird when you see the head of Warner saying that they want to start focusing on live service games and that all that stuff. They already have the one live service game that's doing well. It's DC Universe Online. So you would think they would try to keep that, but instead they try to go with games like a Suicide Squad, like Gotham Knights, and probably something else. There's the upcoming Wonder Woman game coming up. So you would think they would focus on their one success, which is DC Universe Online, and try maybe to improve it and grow the game or grow the audience even more. That doesn't seem to be what's going on. Although another factor is the EG7 stock. Like the EG7 stock went down by like 90 some percent in the past couple of years, in the past 2 3 years. So they probably don't have the money to invest. Way back when there pretty much was a leak, pretty much indicating that they were planning to have some sort of a graphics update with DC Universe Online. And yeah, I know some people will say, no, it wasn't announced. It wasn't an official announcement. Well, they did officially announce it for Lord of the Rings Online. Lord of the Rings Online was supposed to be to get an upgrade, and they canceled that. Because at the time there was the rumors that DC Universe Online would get a graphics update, and at the time that there would be a new version of Lord of the Rings Online coming up, the 87 stocks was way high, way up there. So they had more money than they knew what to do with. Sadly, the tanks. Sadly, the stock pretty much crashed. It pretty much tanked since then. So right now it's pretty much a fraction, like maybe 10% of what it was worth at the time. So we can't really expect any big investment in these Universe Online, sadly. Even if they wanted to, they probably don't have the financing to do that. And yes, I know we buy a lot of booster bundle and time capsule and all that good stuff. DC Universe Online makes a ton of money with those. Sadly, we don't know what they're doing with that money. And at the end of the day, once we do give the money to DC Universe Online, we have no control over what they do with that money. They could reinvest it all in DC Universe Online. They could decide to invest it to some other game that needs it. Yeah, we know that the money, at least some of the money, if not all of it, is used to finance some other project. There was this project with another studio, I forget the name, that they were working on. I haven't heard any news about that in quite a while, though, so no idea what's going on with that. But yeah, obviously, at least some of the money from this Universe Online is invested in other projects. It's sad, but that's how it is. So let's see if we can cure for let's cure for one of the Brainiac missions. Uh, oh yeah, for those who do not know, this is the official multiverse meeting spot. This is where we meet for live at 5. So if you ever want to come and meet us, this is the place to come. And right now we're in phase 5. Normally it shouldn't be that difficult to find out which phase we are and which phase we are. Oh, someone is picking up the collection. I've had all those collections for quite some time now, so I don't usually pick them up anymore. Uh, they're they're not. Last time I checked, they were not really valuable on the broker. So oh, we have one more spot. If there's someone who wants to join us, we seem to have room for one more in the group if you want. And I could have sworn there was there he is. That's sadly one of the fame and fortune of being a YouTuber. People send you messages all the time. Oh, your PlayStation is broke at the time. Very sorry to hear that. Hope you can get it fixed, or better yet, hope you can get a new one. Miss Bitty Boop says, being a PvP YouTuber, you get random scrims and duels every day. Even if you're not, I'm not making PvP videos, or I didn't make PvP videos in years and years at this point. And I still get scrim invites or dual invites, or sometimes people try to invite me to a PvP match. It happens. We don't know when the next episode will be released. It is on the test server right now, so if you want to take a look at the test server, you'll be able to see the episode for yourself. If for some reason you don't have access to the test server, not a problem. There's quite a few videos at this point about the new missions on the test server. So if you look on YouTube for the latest DLC, you should find at least a few videos covering that. I didn't make that many videos because uh, I don't like making videos on the test server because sadly, way too often, when things are on the test server, by the time they get added to the live server, there's a lot of changes that happen. For example, like right now, there's the new artifact, the Omega Beam artifact. I forget the actual name. Sadly, it is supposed to refresh every 4 seconds, I think, and it refreshes every 8 seconds. So obviously, right off the bat, they have to fix that. Oh, Betty Boop says they should have that fixed tomorrow. Knock on wood. And here we can see the joy of the Omnibus. Even though we have 7 people already ready to get into the mission, we just need one more person. It takes forever to get a match. Sadly, it kind of shows also that There's probably a lot of people that decided to take a break from DC Universe Online recently, or for quite some time, sadly. Hopefully, the new DLC will bring back some people. Maybe Batman Day will bring back some people. Usually, Batman Day, well, last year Batman Day didn't give us all that much, so it did not bring back many people. But the previous years, we would get quite a few gifts from Batman Day, so that usually would bring back quite a few people. Oh, we have Constantine is going to be our healer, so we have a tank, so we're ready for war. Yeah, sadly, the only way to be able to make an 8 versus 8 match would be to get literally two groups of people. So we would need the two groups of people who would queue for the 8 versus 8 at the same time. Maybe we'll try that at some point. Maybe we could start small and start with 4 versus 4. Because sadly at this point, if you're not into organized groups, you're not going to play 8 versus 8. Yeah, there's probably a lot of people who don't have the PvP feat. Way back when, Spittle told us at some point that when PvP was in its prime, when PvP was the best it was, at best there was 20% of the players who had tried PvP. And that 20% included people who only played one PvP match forever in their life, just to try it out. So sadly, there's at the most 20%, but realistically, there was less than 20% of the player base that played PvP. And that was when a lot of people were playing PvP. So at this point, the people playing PvP is probably a fraction of the fraction of the fraction. And a lot of them, you probably see them play duels. Duels or 1 versus 1, 2 versus 2 maybe. But no, I'm sure you would have a hard time finding people who don't have the PvP feat. The real challenge is finding people who actually want to play PvP. I've heard rumors that we're going to reveal. Well, reveal the episode is already in the test server, so I'm not sure what they're going to reveal if they do reveal it today. There's not much left to reveal. The one thing I'm curious to see if or when they'll reveal it is Batman Day. I'm hoping that they're not going to reveal Batman Day like on the 20th, just the day before we actually get Batman Day. Sorry, my little doggo is. I'll be right back.
You think that'll slow me down? They'll be fine, but we've got to hurry if we want to catch Brainiac.
Sorry about that, guys. My little doggo saw something outside that he probably didn't like. So let us continue. Um, Danilo Pontes says, I'm a Brazilian player in Xbox. Your video helped me a lot. Very happy to hear that. That's pretty much why I started making videos to help out new players. Devin says the artwork yesterday was the last teaser. See, I have no idea what artwork you're talking about, so I'm gonna have to look it up. Is Lasso good for Artifact on Fire Tank? I have no idea. I did not try the Lasso very much, so I couldn't really answer that. I would have to use the Lasso a bit more to even be able to make some sort of educated guess about it. At some point, it did seem to be a popular choice, but that's pretty much all I can say about that. And Betty Boop is saying that, well, I was told the new episode isn't that great, but I want to see it for myself. Again, there's quite a few YouTube videos you could look for that, or you could look on the test server, or you could just wait for the episode itself. Because sadly, by the time the episode gets added to the live server, there's quite a few changes that could be made. I'll try this weekend to cover at least the artifact, maybe the solo mission. I will see. Freaking inventory. Could have sworn I emptied it earlier, but not enough, I guess. Let's try to remove at least some of the base items. It won't make much of a difference, but oh well. So I'm not sure which new artwork Davon is talking about. It could be that when I checked earlier today, I did not really see anything new about that. I did see some people talk about it a bit on the Discord, so something that was maybe leaked a bit too early. So that's what I'm guessing you're talking about. Hello, Johnny. Yeah, the worst part is that I did empty it a bit earlier. Not sure where I picked up a lot of extra junk. Sadly, I keep almost everything, and also there's a few things. Like I'm still upgrading the Helm of Omnipotence, so sadly, whatever crap we we use for that is still filling up my inventory. Well, there's a lot more than that. Oh, I was on the wrong side of the room. You notice there's the blue circles and the red circles. So you have to get on the blue side if you have the blue circles, or you have to get on the red side if you have the red circles. Like there's either the little thing here where you have to go to, or sometimes it's at the floor. You have to be on the correct color of the floor. And of course, you saw the energy balls that Oracle used, like these. Oh, now everyone pretty much went down. We're not going to be able to get everyone back. So you have to be careful about the colors in this part of the mission. So when you're red, you have to be on the red side. When you're blue, you have to be on the blue side. Otherwise, you'll be hurt a lot. And there's that red thingy over here. There's someone who did not go there for some reason. Yeah, I have a lot of bank slots. Whenever there's a sale, I try to purchase at least 1 or 2 bank slots. Oh, Shock Treatment says he didn't see the color on his screen. I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe there's some sort of lag. It depends also if you play on PC or PlayStation or maybe PlayStation 4. Yeah, I could see getting some issues depending on which platform you play on. I remember way back when we got the Origin Crisis, I was playing on PS3 at the time, and there's a lot of visual effects that I just wouldn't see with my PlayStation 3. So I remember the first time we played Paradox Wave, people would say, "Watch out for the red energy ball or the red ball," and I would say, "What ball?" Because I just didn't see it on my screen. Yeah, I can scroll quite a bit in my bank. Let's see. Oh, there's a few base items here. I probably shouldn't keep the health mod. I'll try to salvage it. We'll see. I don't need that. There. Breaks my heart. There needs to be a colorblind mode. Sadly, at some point they have. Well, technically there's a plus sign and a minus sign, so that tells us which is which. So I guess you can sort of tell if you're colorblind. Devin says yesterday. I guess he's still talking about the promo artwork. I'm not sure which promo artwork you're talking about. I assume you mean some promo artwork for the Harley Quinn versus Apocalypse DLC. They say at the end of the week they're going to reveal the key art and release date. I haven't seen anything like that so far. And sadly, even if I'm a content creator, they don't really tell us all that much. Oh, on social media, see, I don't. I'm gonna have to get a X account, I guess, because they seem to be using social media to give out some of the information. And sadly, if you're an old warhorse like me and you don't have X, also what that used to be known as Twitter or even Facebook. I do have a Facebook account, but I haven't logged in like 2 years. Facebook is really not. It's really not for me. Already, I've started using Discord some time ago, and I'm using it a lot right now because, quite frankly, because of the forums. The forums are pretty much unusable right now, so I pretty much have to use Discord. Devin says, I hope it released next Tuesday. That would be nice, but if they still need to fix the artifact, maybe not. Although, if it's true that the artifact will be fixed tomorrow, then yeah, I suppose they could release it next Tuesday.
Again, you vex me, but again, I am prepared. A better future awaits.
Let's smash
Holy
this.
crap! Lots of lag in the chat.
Bring the heat. You will face our combined might. Positions, everyone.
So let's see if we can focus on Manhunter first, Martian Manhunter first. Because he has this ability mind control to mind control someone, which is a little bit annoying. Sadly, we seem to have lost our tank right off the bat. So I guess you guys know more about me at this point about the next DLC. Because at this point, all I really know is that it is on the test server right now. But I couldn't tell you when it's going to be released, and I didn't know. I did not know about that key art you mentioned. Oh yeah, that mind control. That mind control is a pretty powerful ability from Martian Manhunter, and pretty annoying too. Like when you lose control of your character, it's worse than like sometimes you get stunned. So yeah, you don't really control your character when you're stunned or held or something like that. But when you get mind control, it's even worse. Like you don't control your character, and the game uses your character against yourself or against your group. That's so evil. Sometimes you have to wonder if the game is actually designed by Lex Luthor. Almost done with Martian Manhunter. I'm not sure why I lost my loadout. There's a lot of mechanics going on in this room, so if you don't know all the mechanics, I understand. Evil loadout.
Superman, I take full responsibility for this security lapse.
Play the blame game later.
Right.
Johnny Harris, if I have room after this, add me Omega Embers.
Oracle?
Send me a tail. It'll be so much easier if you do that. Let's give a little bout to
About
everyone.
time travel. I think he's
Let's choose some loot.
that self-important toaster.
Let's give
Makes good toast.
a little thumbs up as well.
Leverage our strengths.
Right. Brainiac's return threatens all life.
Danger says blocking when you see the mark in you helps a lot. I guess we still have time for one more mission. So Johnny, send me a tail, and I'll invite you. Let's see if I can. Omega Embers. Oh, there it is. It's much easier if you send me a tail and I invite you. That way, there's no risk of me making a typo or something like that. So we'll give people a minute or two to get out of the mission. Oh, we lost Thunder Viper. So if someone wants to come and replace Thunder Viper, we'll wait a minute or two in case someone wants to replace Thunder Viper. If not, I will just go with one man short. Question: what so we think of the new Omega artifact? Personally, I kind of like it because we had been asking for more iconic abilities, and that's exactly it. If you have a dark side character, it's going to be a great ability to use with your dark side character. Sadly, we've already been told, like we've been asking and asking for new powers for a long, long time, and we've already been told a long time ago that we would not get new powers. Then, as an alternative, people were asking for new iconic powers. And again, at some point, we were told that whatever new powers or abilities we would get would come from artifacts, and that's a great example of that. Like the Omega artifact, the Omega Beam should have been an iconic ability that they added to the game, and technically they did, but they added it as an artifact as opposed to an iconic ability. So it will give us a new ability for our characters, but it is linked to an artifact. I guess it's the I guess it's the way they found to be able to monetize new abilities. which sadly seems to be they've been pretty aggressive in monetizing the game for the past almost for the past year. Although technically they were pretty aggressive when they added the ally system. Wonder Woman says, I meet new players every day. I think more enjoyment would come to this game if older content was easier to grind. Yeah, that's one of the issues. Trying to get access to the older content. The Omnibus was supposed to fix that. It was crystal clear. It was obvious to some of us that the Omnibus would not fix that. The Omnibus, um, for some reason, the devs thought the Omnibus would do a whole bunch of stuff. It doesn't even do a fraction of what they thought it would do. And I remember at the time when I was not too happy about the Omnibus. I was pretty much mentioning how it was, let's say, pointless. And some people were not too happy when I was saying that. They thought I was saying that so that other people would not be able to play the older content. But I was saying that because it doesn't help. If you try to play some older missions, and if people don't want to play that mission, well, when they see that mission pop, they just leave the group. They just leave the omnibus. So it doesn't help a lot. Mega Ember is one of the main reasons stat clamping is broken. There's a lot of things wrong with stat clamping. So sadly, the stat clamp, the omnibus, these don't do what they were supposed to do. They were supposed to fix the problem of playing older content. It doesn't do that at all. It was supposed to it was supposed to help new players be able to play with old players. It doesn't really help for that. Yeah, that's pretty much what's been going on for quite some time, and I have to admit I'm kind of guilty of that myself. These days, I rarely go back and play the older content. I grind into the new content, and once I'm done with the new content, I move on to the next new content. Once in a while, yeah, I'll go play some older missions. Usually, when I play older missions, it's with you guys. But the omnibus doesn't solve the issue of playing older missions, and it doesn't solve the issue of new players playing with old players.
Brainiac isn't going to
And it really doesn't solve the issue of low population. Servers that have a low population with the omnibus, they still cannot play older content. So there's so many things that the devs thought or said the omnibus would fix that just didn't happen. But the worst part is that it was obvious from day one. I did mention that on the forums way back when, and sadly, I was the closest to an answer I was given was that we'll fix that along the way. So they were supposed to fix the content as we went by. If the content was too difficult, or if for some reason people were not caring for the content, they were supposed to make changes and try to fix that. And they did that once. One time they did adjust the stat clamp, but then they never went back to fix the omnibus and to fix the stat clamp. And right now, I don't think the new devs will be able to fix the stat clamp. At least not at this point. The red material. It's basically right now I'm using the bright cosmic chroma material. So the red, the blue, it's all cosmic chroma. Except for the cape. The cape has no material, obviously.
Plan to reconquer the Earth. Black's one final component.
Let me guess. We have something.
Nah, it's not over. But it's been a bumpy ride for the past 2 years, and sadly, it would seem that it's going to be a bumpy ride still for the next year, maybe a bit more. So sadly, at this point in time, there's no miracle solution. We're gonna have to be patient. Hope the devs can catch up, and hope they have good ideas to create new content. Bumpy ride is just normal DC at this point. Yeah, pretty much. At the end of the day, I think I was talking about that with Batman at some point. At the end of the day, the devs supply us a sandbox, and we do what we can within the limitation of that sandbox. I don't know if you guys ever played a D&D. Basically, in D&D, you have the Dungeon Master, which is the Game Master. And depending on the Dungeon Master, the game can be quite different. But at the end of the day, the Dungeon Master supplies the setting. Like sometimes they'll use already created modules. Sometimes they'll create their own modules. But ultimately, they sort of create the setting that the players will play in, the atmosphere, and you're pretty much stuck with the DM you have. Depending on which DM you have, sometimes some DM will love mages. They think the mages are the most powerful class ever. And then if you play a mage with that dungeon master, your mage will be powerful. If that dungeon master thinks that thieves are useless, your thief will pretty much be useless. On the other side, if you have a dungeon master that loves thieves, your thief will be a super assassin that can pretty much kill anything. And if he hates, let's say, fighter, well, fighter will be quite useless. So sadly, when you play Dungeons and Dragons, a lot of your gaming experience depends on the devs, on the game master. And in DC Universe Online, the game masters are the devs. They supply the game, they supply the sandbox, they supply whatever styles we can get, they supply whatever powers we can have, and within what they supply, that is how we can play the game. And sadly for the devs, they cannot really control what players do. Yeah, they can try to influence it. Like if they make an artifact that's super powerful, and yeah, most people will use that artifact, but not everyone. Like for example, when we first started playing the game, the tagline was "The next legend is you," and the devs really, really, really wanted players to play their own characters. To the point where you could not really create Batman or Superman or any of the existing DC characters early on. But even then, people would still create Superman characters. Yeah, it would be called Super Dude or Super whatever. But there's nothing the devs really could do about that. If people wanted to create a Superman type character, people would do that. Even if they had to call it Super Dude, even if they had to just use the S emblem from character creation, there's nothing the devs could do to stop people from creating the character they wanted to create. The same with Batman. Like early on, if you wanted to recreate Batman with a nice Batman emblem, you pretty much had to use the Batwoman T-shirt. That was the less bad option we had at the time. Like the Batwoman T-shirt with the Dark Knight, Dark Spectre headpiece. Why can't they give us the shaded comic material back in the marketplace? Sadly, they've been using Booster Bundle to make money for quite some time, and they try to make let's say, popular items or rare items in those booster bundles. And sadly, that is where the shaded comic core material comes from. And lately, they've been using it also to sell 20 booster bundle packs. So sadly, the shaded comic material is a pretty popular material, and they're going to use it to try to sell more booster bundles or something else in the future. It would be nice if it was just on the marketplace. Sadly, from what we understand, they make a lot more money by just putting it in the booster bundle. That girl from AU, I have a DM who tries to remain as neutral as possible. Never played with one weights specific roles. Haven't played much though. Yeah, there's all kinds of DMs. There's DMs who will follow the D&D rules to the letter. There's DMs who will have 1,000 house rules on top of the D&D rules. There's DMs. If a DM loves, let's say, ninjas, ninjas will be the most OP class in their campaign. If there's a DM who again doesn't like, let's say, mage, then mage will be pretty much useless. So there's a lot of different DMs out there, and depending on the DM you get, it's a total different game. It's a total different experience. So right now, if this Universe Online becomes a totally different experience with the new devs, that is to be expected because they're probably not going to just repeat what the old devs did. They're probably going to try to do their own thing, and they probably won't believe that they have to follow what the old devs were doing. So if the old devs said, I don't know, the Batman call is an exclusive style that we got way back when. If the new devs decide that screw that, we're bringing back the Batman call, they're going to bring it back. They're not going to feel like they have to follow what the old devs did. Obviously, whenever they make changes, people that are used to the old ways will not be happy, that's for sure. But I don't expect them to keep on doing what the old devs were doing. And a lot of the new devs we got come from Star Trek Online. I don't know if any of you guys did play Star Trek Online. I played it a little bit, but I would expect. But then again, at the time I played Star Trek Online, I wouldn't be surprised if the devs we have worked on Star Trek Online after I played it, because that was a long time ago. So if you guys were playing Star Trek Online, you probably saw already what the devs have in mind. From what I understand, one of the things that the devs were doing with Star Trek Online is that there was always an event. An event would end, and a new event would start, and you would go from one event to the other. So there would always be an event going on, and that seems to be something that they're repeating here with DC Universe Online. I'm stuck in a bottle. I'm so sad now.
Despite many flaws, you both were my prime templates when it
That good from AU. Now there are too many options. I need heaps of style for the same character. Yeah, yeah. I need a lot of styles too, and I need extra character slots. Like some of you guys may have seen my video where I showed the vigilante style, and holy crap! I need one more character slot. I wish I could make a vigilante character. Although one of the issues I have is that to create the vigilante character that I want to create, I need one of the metallic materials that sadly is pretty much impossible to get at this point. So I would need one more character slot, and I would need the material for my vigilante character. Marcus West, this hurts my soul. Not sure exactly what you're referring to. That girl from AU, that might be a good thing. New changes could be fun, better than staying stagnant. Uh, Changes just to change for change's sake. Never crazy about that. Sadly, there is such a thing as a bad change, and bad change happens all the time. So hopefully, if there is some changes, it'll be good changes. We won't know until it happens. We'll see update 49 because Maps didn't get to finish update 48. Obviously, we have to wait for update 49 to really see what the devs have in mind. Sadly, update 49 will be like next March, next April maybe. So we're gonna have to wait quite a bit before we can get update 49. So sadly, we'll have to be patient another 6, 7, 8 months. Marcus West was talking about not being able to directly get the cosmic material. Yeah, ideally in a perfect world, all the materials will be on the marketplace. No, actually, let me rephrase that. Ideally, in a perfect world, you would have access to all the materials in game for like one source marks. Sadly, it doesn't work like that. The other option would be to get it from the marketplace. Sadly, whenever something gets added to the marketplace, people are very quick to complain about the prices. So sadly, that pretty much gives an incentive to the devs to put those items in time capsule or in booster bundle. So it would be nice if we could get all the materials, all the styles for free for all of our characters. It doesn't work like that, sadly. More characters would be nice. We did get an upgrade some time ago, so hopefully someday we'll get another one. But when, we don't know. I would guess Fortnite and DCUO probably have a different audience. Also, the audience we have with DC Universe Online right now, probably not the same audience we had 13 years ago when the game first started. Oh, Wonder Woman is asking for 6 colors instead of 4. That would be nice too. Betty Boop says it's going to happen eventually. People are willing to pay top dollar for some of those materials. Yeah, some people are willing to pay a heavy price to get those materials. That's how popular they are, and that's why they're making those materials. Let's say that expensive to get because these are the most popular materials we have in the game, and people are willing to pay to get those. Give people something they want, and they'll be willing to give you their money for that. New Lantern powers, that would be nice. Sadly, we shouldn't expect that. It's not gonna happen. I hope it comes back for you, Marcus, and definitely not just saying, oh, it will come back. If we wait long enough, pretty much everything comes back. But you have to play the long game. Like when we first got the cosmic material, we were told that it would not be back. It would not return ever. And it did return quite a few times. So yeah, it will be back eventually. The only question is when and how long we're gonna have to wait. Like look at the Superman emblem we got last year. Again, it's one of those emblems that was supposed to be for a limited amount of time, that we're supposed not to get again ever. And we got it last year for the 85th anniversary of Superman. Like right now, people are hoping that we will get the Batman for the 85th anniversary of Batman for Batman Day. But right now we don't know. Can we stream the game outside of being in the Creator League or will be copyright struck? No, you can stream the game. No problem. When I started streaming the game, I was not in the content creator anything. At the time, we had what was known as the Creator Roundtable or something like that. I was never part of that, and never was any issues. At the time, I think you just had to mention to Meps that you were making YouTube videos. And the reason for that was in case at some point, sometimes they would showcase creators, they would showcase certain videos on the official DCUO website, but most of those videos were Torikumu at the time. So a lot of videos by Torikumu would showcase. I did get one or two videos that were showcased, but that's pretty much it at the time. So now, if you're not part of the creator program, now you can still cover DC Universe Online, unless, of course, I was going to say unless, of course, you kicked the dev's puppy or something. But now, they're like, if you check on YouTube, you'll see that there are people who make, let's say, not very positive videos about DC Universe Online. In some cases, they directly mock the devs, or sometimes say some not so nice things about the devs. And last I checked, those videos were still there.
were a hindrance. I must seek out more suitable ones of meta magic
So
and tech
you shouldn't worry about the devs copyright striking your videos.
in its perfection.
Ironically enough, if you do make videos about the Warner properties, like if you do make videos about the Warner TV shows, those actually get not copyright strike but copyright claimed.
This. He left his most recent database open.
Oh man, he snagged so many extra files.
Islands, mansions, the Arctic. Just what is he after?
More than that, Oa, Thanagar, other powerful allied planets.
Well, we pretty much have the biggest YouTube channels right now. Me and Epstein and Chill. At some point in time, way back when, Chill had a lot more subscribers than I did. I remember a time when I had I don't know 10,000 subscribers, and Chill had like 25 or 20, something like that. The olden days. But if you know me and Chill more than everyone else, it's not surprising. And there's a few sadly that disappeared over time. Torikumu disappeared at some point. He pretty much stopped making content for some reason. Balkan used to make content. He did make a little comeback at some point and then disappeared. Uh, I'm forgetting someone. Dakman used to make content, but as time goes by, making content is challenging in itself. So making content day after day after day, year after year after year, it's challenging, let's say. But it gets even worse when the game is doing good. Holy crap! Making content is so much easier, and you get a lot more views. When the game is in a bit of a slump, sadly you don't get as many views, and when there's barely any content being released, uh, yeah, you can always find ways to make videos. You can make 20 videos about the Batman style if you want to. But at some point, if you can have some filler videos from time to time. But if you have big stretches where you have to use filler videos after filler videos, it doesn't really work anymore. There used to be IAD. From what I understand, IAD pretty much stopped making content some time ago. I'm not even sure if he still plays DC Universe Online at this point.
Evil is only ever self-reinforcing. It cannot be used to dismantle itself.
Jerry Two Face just copy paste Star Trek content for PvE and fixed PvP, and Magic DCUO back. Um, Again, it's been a long time since I played Star Trek Online, so I'm not sure what their content, how good their content actually is. Although the lore, I really enjoyed the lore. Being able to go in there, get the uniform of the era of the Federation you wanted. The ship battles though were very clunky. Damn, I hated those. Marcus West, really appreciate you guys. That's how I learned to use the totem art. Glad to help. Ah, that girl from AU, you're so nice. That girl from AU is a good place to go to. And from what I understand, she's going to start covering games, covering content from the test server. So I guess she's going to be able to make content about the new artifact next week, isn't she? So if you guys have any last minute questions, the time is now. We're about to pretty much about to log off. And next week, depending on what the bonus week will be, that will decide the kind of content we'll play. The worst comes to worst, we'll still play the Brainiac missions. That's the more recent content we have. Oh, Wonder Woman is asking, do you have a Discord? Yeah, but no, I don't really use it. Right now, I use the DCO Discord. So if you go to the DCO Discord, you'll see me there once in a while. I don't post all that much. I do post once in a while when I really have to, but I didn't. I don't post quite a lot on the Discord. Although, let me check. Usually, I would check on the forums if maybe there was some sort of news or something I could share. But here, let us see. No, I don't really see any. Some of you guys mentioned there was some new key art. I don't see anything about that. Sorry guys, if there's any info about the new key art or the new DLC, I don't see it just yet. Sorry guys, I wish I could give you more information, but all we know at this point is that we will get the new episode this month. It shouldn't be too long. Like in 2 weeks, if all goes well, we should have the episode on the live server. And at the latest, September 21st, we will get Batman Day. Batman Day is officially September 21st. Sometimes we would get it a bit before that. I suspect we might get it a bit before that. But again, at the latest, by September 21st, we should have Batman Day. Wonder Woman. I hope Batman Day and Wonder Woman Day will be good this year. I'm hoping it's going to be like Superman Day. Like with Superman Day, we had some new pets we could have. We had some nice posters, and also we had some missions that we could play for those for that event. So I'm hoping that we'll do something similar for Batman Day. I'm hoping we're going to get some good styles. Also, I'm hoping we will get the yellow oval Batman emblem. A lot of you guys missed out on the emblem way back when. So hopefully you guys will be able to get this emblem this year. Seeing how this year it's not just Batman Day, it's also the 85th anniversary of Batman Day. Like here we can see our friend Shadow Knight. Shadow Knight is using the Flashpoint Batman emblem, but he's probably hoping for the yellow oval Batman emblem for something that kind of looks like the Batman from the Batman animated series. But as soon as we do get some information there, as soon as we do get some information there about the Batman Day or about the new DLC, I will let you guys know about it. Yeah, the classic Batman emblem. I wish we had. There's so many Batman emblems they could have in the game. I'm not sure why they don't give us a truckload of those. The same for Superman, the same for Wonder Woman. Although for Wonder Woman, we do have an embarrassment of riches when it comes to Wonder Woman. Strangely enough, but I wish we had more for Batman and Superman, or for a whole bunch of other characters. A Robin. How come we don't have a Robin emblem just yet? But once in a while, we do get a ray of hope. Like we just got the vigilante chess style. Some time ago, we got the Black Adam chess style. That was a really great surprise, really unexpected. So who knows? Maybe later down the line, at some point, we'll get a great Superman slimline chess piece with a huge Superman emblem. Maybe we'll get sometimes at some point a Superman pack with a whole bunch of Superman emblems, like the Bizarro Superman emblem or the Red Sun Superman emblem. Maybe at some point we'll get a Batman emblem pack. We don't really know. Sometimes we think it's not gonna happen, and then the devs surprise us and give us something we've been asking and asking for years and years and years. Like the look at the Kryptonian base, like the Superman Kryptonian base we got. It's something we had been asking for like 10 years. For 10 years, we had been asking for a Superman base, Superman base, Superman base. And we had to wait and wait and wait. And finally, after like 10 years, they finally gave it to us. So sometimes we have to wait a long time. But if we play the long game, if we're patient enough, it might happen. We'll see. So, guys, I think we're pretty much done for today. Let's see if there's some last minute question. Sadly, it doesn't matter what I tell them, Jerry. J Two Face, the devs don't listen to me. So it would be much better if you go to the forums and ask them yourself. If there's like 100 of you guys who ask them for something, it's much better than if 100 of you guys ask me to ask them. If I ask them, nothing is going to happen. Junior, you should do a live chat with that girl from AU. Like, talk about what you're. Oh, there's a little heart blocking my view. Well, we did make a live stream at some point, but yeah, sure, we could make some more. So, guys, I think we're pretty much done for today. So next week, depending on what announcement we'll get next Tuesday, next week we will either play some Brainiac missions, or if there is some sort of announcement later this week or earlier next week, then we'll probably play some of that new content if there is some new content, obviously. So guys, that's pretty much it for tonight. So guys, thank you for coming to play with us. Thank you for everyone who watched the stream. Thank you to everyone who commented in the chat. You guys are awesome. See you guys next time.